It's lights out, and we're racing at Monza. Perfect start for the two McLarens. Lando Norris gets away well. You can see George Russell trying to see if he can get past Oscar Piastri, nearly making contact into turn number one. As Russell swings that Mercedes away from trouble, but he goes off the road, and surely he gives the position back to McLaren. He does, and even to the Ferraris of Leclerc and Sainz. But it's a McLaren 1-2 through Curva Grande we go. You can see George Russell now overtaken by Lewis Hamilton on the pressure of Max Verstappen. But here come the two McLarens. Oscar Piastri. What a bold overtake from Oscar Piastri, who gets past Lando Norris, and he's now been overtaken by Charles Leclerc. What a start here at Monza. McLaren versus Ferrari already on the first lap of 53, but it's Oscar Piastri in the lead from Charles Leclerc. There's Lando Norris, has been absolutely swallowed from that first position on the grid. He's down to third, and surely he needs to find a way to get back past Leclerc and Norris. Leclerc Piastri, and that is Nico Hulkenberg, who has clipped up a lot of dust. But it's Oscar Piastri out front on the first lap of 53. So here's the start then, on board with George Russell. You can see he's side by side with Oscar Piastri. And Piastri, very close to making contact there with George Russell. But then Russell skipping a tyre onto the grass and then going off the track. And this is the move of the race. Oscar Piastri swinging past Lando Norris, and the team who are fighting Red Bull for both World Championships are currently sitting first and third at the moment, because Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari is sitting in between them in second. So what would they do? That is Nico Hulkenberg. Whoa, that was very close to an airborne crash, and that is a penalty for Daniel Ricciardo for forcing Nico Hulkenberg off the track. This is Hulkenberg again into the inside of Yuki Tsunoda and making contact with the RB. That's going to be a penalty coming his way, and that might have damaged the side pod of Yuki Tsunoda's RB, and that incident has been noted. Look at Sergio Perez about to make a move on George Russell. Russell can't do anything with that damaged front wing. He's trying to see if he can get the position back from Sergio Perez, but Perez with the DRS swings past George Russell, and the Mexican driver is up into 7th, and he's been released from George Russell in their fight for 7th, and that is Kevin Magnussen with a bold overtake on Daniel Ricciardo, and he's up into 11th. Good move from the Dane. He's up into 11th.
Overtake on Leclerc, box to overtake.
So in comes Norris. Oh, that was close. He might have sped, and he's hitting the marker board on the right hand side in the entry into the pits. I think he'll get away with damage, but will he get away with the lockup he had before he came into the pits? Right, Charles Leclerc making his stop. A good stop for him. Also in is Lewis Hamilton, his teammate next year. And here comes Charles Leclerc then, but Lando Norris is ahead of Charles Leclerc. The undercut worked for Lando Norris, who needs every single point to gain. This is Kevin Magnussen with a bold overtake, locking up and forcing Pierre Gasly off the track. That might be looked at, and it's a 10-second time penalty for Kevin Magnussen for forcing Pierre Gasly off the track at the Della Rosia chicane.
Norris starting to struggle. This is when Red Bull started to have green.
Here goes a move for George Russell, round the outside of Sergio Perez into the first chicane, and he goes off the road. Surely he'll have to give the place back to Perez, and does though. Perez though is trying to see if he can keep Russell behind through Curva Grande. They're side by side, but Perez surely will hang on to the place going into Della Rosia. Russell tries around the outside, but no. Perez keeps it covered and hangs on to that 7th place for the time being. This is Lando Norris. Let's see, and he's made a mistake. He's made a mistake at the Della Rosia chicane. Went the right way for the bollards though, but he's lost time. And he's coming in. Norris is coming in. It is a 2-stop for the McLaren driver, and that looks slow. That's going to cost him time, Lando Norris. Magnussen again on the move here. He gets the move done on Alex Albon. Gets that 10-second time penalty coming his way, but he's made a bold move on Alex Albon, and he's now up into 9th place ahead of the Williams driver. George Russell about to make it. Oh my goodness! Perez did not leave him any space But Russell, though, gets this Mercedes stop and swings past Sergio take 8, but that was so close to a nearby collision between the Mercedes and the Red Bull, and they're now side by side through the Trevor Grande. Perez comes back at Russell. Can Russell go back at him on the inside? He does. Russell hangs on to 8th place, but that was so scary. Oscar Piastri in for a stop. It looks a little bit slow for the Australian, and Charles Leclerc stays out. What is he going to do now? And what will McLaren do against Ferrari? Here's Lando Norris then, who's gaining on the man who he is fighting for the World Championship. The two rivals for the championship fighting again. Norris, can he get past Verstappen? No, he cannot at the moment. Verstappen does have to make another stop though, but Norris is going to try and see if he can still find a way past the Dutchman. Here we go. This is crucial for the championship. Lando Norris round the outside of Max Verstappen. He gets past the man he is fighting for the championship, and the McLaren is through on the Red Bull, and Norris is released from Max Verstappen, and he can now chase after his teammate Oscar Piastri for a hopeful win here at Monza. What a move from Lando Norris. Oscar Piastri trying to see if he can get past Carlos Sainz. Sainz is trying to see if he can hold off Piastri to help Leclerc. He might have done just enough, but Piastri is breezing through, and now does Piastri have enough pace in tyres to put pressure on Leclerc for the win? Look at this from Lando Norris, about to get past his good mate and former teammate Carlos Sainz, and he breezes by the Ferrari. Lando Norris up into 3rd, and that is really crucial in the World Championship, in McLaren's fight with Red Bull in both championships, but a good move from Norris. Look at this from Charles Leclerc. You can see the Tifosi roaring. He's just a few laps away for what will be a very special win. You think Monaco was special for him? Monza will be even more special for him and Ferrari. He's dreaming like his first win back in 2019. He won here in 2019 with Ferrari. He's going to repeat that a few years later. And the man who won his home race in Monaco is going to win Ferrari's home race at Monza. They call him King Charles, and he's the king of Monza once again. Charles Leclerc wins the Italian Grand Prix. What a win for Charles Leclerc. Outstanding stuff from the Monegasque driver. Norris finishes 3rd for the fastest lap behind his teammate Oscar Piastri, and that fastest lap is crucial for the World Championship. But it's Charles Leclerc and Ferrari victorious at Ferrari's home. What a win for Leclerc. What a win for Ferrari. What a season we're having. Ferrari just 39 points away from Red Bull. McLaren 8 points away from Red Bull. Can't wait for Baku. This championship is far from over.